It's Kale. Sorry I haven't been on YouTube for a while. Just life has been happening. But it is officially January 2017, and I'm hoping that this year I will make a lot more videos and upload more frequently. But anyway, let's get to the video. So today I wanted to talk about parents of transgender kids. A lot more kids are coming out as transgender than they were previously, which is great. And for the most part, I think people have been finding support with friends, but it's also good to have that support with your family. So I just wanted to, address the parents of transgender kids. So here are a few things that I thought would be good to consider when your child is coming out as transgender to you. So number one is talk to them. A lot of kids might not feel like they can talk to their parents about certain things like sexuality, gender identity, or anything else. So it's good to have, open communication with your kid, and more importantly, just listen to what they're saying. Try not to let outside voices or opinions dictate how you handle your care with your child. And also just remember that, these kids want to be heard. Being a teenager is difficult in and of itself, but it's even more difficult if you're coming to terms with a gender identity that doesn't match the sex you were assigned at birth, or just anything else. Like, being a teenager is hard. And it's even worse when your parents don't take the time to listen to you or understand what it is that you're going through. Number two is do your research. When I came out, I tried to give my parents as much research as I could, but you should do your part and try to also do a lot of research so that you understand what the term transgender means and what it means for your child. So what kind of treatment plans could be considered down the road if your child is at a certain age. Do they want to go on hormones? See if there's any gender counselors you can take them to. That's where I found a lot of my answers, was going to a gender counselor. Going to a gender counselor kind of just cleared up a lot of those questions and issues I had with my own identity. So look into what it means to be transgender, if there's treatment plans, if your insurance covers some treatment plans that are more medical. Do your research. Number three is really important. Try to find support within the community, outside of the community. If you can find another parent who has a transgender child, or even an older person who's transgender, and they advocate for trans health and everything. If you can find someone you can talk to about this and kind of clear up any issues you have, in particular with your child coming out as transgender, you want to get an outside voice. So yeah, just try to find support, whether that be with other parents who are going through this as well, because coming out as transgender and having a child who is transgender, that affects everyone in the family, and it's important to have that support for yourself as well, and to also find that support for your child. Number four, don't assume that this is a phase. A lot of parents, they feel as though something like this could be a phase, and so they kind of brush it off. But I think that's one of the worst things you can do, is because, like I said before, your kid just wants to be heard and wants to be understood, and so if you give them the time of the day to talk about why they are feeling as though they may not be the sex they were assigned at birth, it's important to give them the platform to talk about it. Don't assume that something is just that them saying that I want to be a boy or I want to be a girl or anything in between means that they're confused or anything like that, because honestly, you are the only person who knows your own self. Your kid is the only person who knows their own self, so have to kind of take it from that angle. The last thing I want to say is just help them in any way that you can. Coming out as transgender is really hard, especially in a society that is still not very accepting of it. We're making strides forward, but a large majority of the society either doesn't know that we exist or just deems us as freaks or something like that, which we aren't. It's a way that we were born, just as like you were born with like certain color eyes, or a certain sexuality. So try to be there for your child. You know, no one's perfect. It's important that your parents, who are supposed to love you and support you, are there for you when you need to talk. Yeah, I guess that's the only thing I have to say. If you have any questions, if you're thinking about coming out as transgender, and you might not know how to approach parents, or you're a parent who has questions, feel free to message me or comment down below, and you can like and share this video if this kind of like clears up some things. Well, thank you so much for listening. I'm hoping to upload a little bit more in the future, and thank you so much.